Welcome to Freehold, gentlemen. So my mouse has now disappeared. I'm pretty sure the shot... Okay, so what's happening here, boys? All right, this is funny. Is this guy is actually throwing shells on the floor. Do you remember Tortos in... shit, I can't remember the name of the raid. But you remember Tortos who threw the shells around and they bounced everywhere and all that kind of shit? That's happening here, but they're under the floor. They're under the floor. So I wonder if the sharks will be under the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the TDP, where we are once again on the Battle for Azeroth Alpha, and we're going to play some EleShaman. I wanted to look at the EleShaman because it's in such a weird place. It also really highlights what we were talking about last week with unfinished specs. But some of the ideas and changes Blizzard have put in have been weird, very, very weird, and so a dungeon's a good place to show it, because I can change talents, I can switch around. So we're going to look at some obvious stuff. This is the talents I'm going to roll with to start with. I just want to point out something. This is a full pug on the alpha right now. I don't know anybody. Do I recognize anyway? Russ, Hania, Cadiz? No, I don't. Also, Freehold is a complete fucking nightmare. I promise nothing here at all. It can get bad. Freehold can get bad, believe me. So we'll see what happens here with our squadron. Now here's the new volcano effect. Here it is. Whoa, if I can press the right key. Yeah, our tank's gonna die. Boom! That gives flame shock to everything. Now that thing, and this is going to be a kind of running comment on a lot of things. That comment actually, that spell, the volcano that you spawn, it looks like Flame Strike for now. I would hope it's going to get some sort of different effect later on. Well, there we go. I've got aggro. Welcome to Freehold, gentlemen. Welcome to Freehold. I can release here. Let's get the tomes down. Let's drop a stun, see if we can get this out of it. The problem here, and I'm going to say this every fucking time, is this goddamn poison effect. This poison effect these things drop is just so hilariously bad. It's really bad. So let's go through this first trash and I can kind of talk a little bit more reliably about what we're doing here. I'm not sure I can hex this dude. Just get him out of there. Yeah. We're going for it? Yeah, we're going for it. This trash is fucking horrendous. Particularly bad for priest healers. I have healed this as a holy priest. This thing is fucking awful. Really bad. Can you stop pulling? It's literally a patrol, dude. It's a patrol. It's just a patrol. Okay, so first things first as we get through this. So these are the talents I'm going to show off first of all. So I'm going to keep... Will you fuck off, dude? Trying to talk. Totem Mastery, which is just dropping totems, but the other choices really are Molten Fury. Lava Surge now causes lava burst to generate 50% more Maelstrom. You're going to figure out in a minute why we're not taking that. Earthen Rage, your damage spells incite the earth around you, repeatedly dealing some nature damage to your most recently attacked targets. Just an extra dot. There's nothing exciting there. I'd rather have totems, if I'm being totally honest with you. So let's drop our Volcano. Fire off our Stormkeeper. So I'm taking Stormkeeper. Stormkeeper is a talent now. Something you should definitely be aware of is Stormkeeper is a talent. It's one of the last talents. It's not a great talent either. It's really not. But it is. That's what it is. You see? Can I CC this guy and just get him out of the picture? That might be helpful. Let's do that. Now this bombs away thing you're seeing is nothing that we can take out until we finish this area. This is actually a guy who's just DPSing us, just nuking us down. Now, one thing you're going to notice is when I pop my Fulmination, which is, for any EleShamans out there who are seasoned with the spec, well, no, dude, just target someone else for once. Watch, when I pop it, boom, no big damage. Yeah, no big damage at all. In fact, what you're going to notice is the boss is now debuffed, the enemy is now debuffed with Fulmination. So one of the bigger changes they've made to this is that instead of Earthen Shot being like a nuke, it barely does any damage now. It like does fuck all. It's like 400 and additional damage. I've seen it crit over a K. That's about it. Let's get rid of one of these crack shots. No, he's going in. Okay. Yeah, so your Earth Shock barely does any damage now, which is a little sad, to be honest. It's a little sad. But what it does is this debuff. Now, this debuff is basically your fucking lightning bolt will do extra damage. That's like about it. That's about it. And a lot of people are a bit salty about this because fucking hell, can I get out of this stuff? Right, let's try and re-CC this guy. We're going to have to move around quite a lot. So I can pop a Stormkeeper. So it just leaves this debuff on the target. Watch, if I Earth Shock now, you see it doesn't do any big damage, but it has 3 debuffs on. This is very hard to talk while this is going on. Never mind. Refocus. I have more groups fail in the first 5 minutes of Freehold than anything else. So please, when you guys get here, certainly if you're tanking this, be aware of how bad this is. I could be doing more, but I was hoping it wouldn't be this bad. And I've had the mouse bug. Excellent. So my mouse has now disappeared. It might reappear every now and again. It does work if I target something, so that's not too bad. Let's see if we just get rid of these things. So an overall theme right now with Ellie is that not a lot of your spells actually do damage. I'm going to relog real fast while I'm talking to you. Let's do this mob first. Let's do this pack first. My mouse on the screen? I think so. I'm not sure if my mouse is on the screen. Ah, it's over there. Cool. As long as I target something I have to position, then we should be alright. So things like Fulmination don't really do damage anymore. And basically it's like a Colossus Smash style of play. I don't really want to use those words because they're kind of connotated as being bad. I get that. I really do get that. You'll also notice that our shocks have cooldowns again. Flame Shock is returned to having a cooldown with it. Okay. What's weird about the new style of Elemental is that, in fact, in a lot of ways, there's far more setup now. Interrupt that. There's far more setup now than there ever was. So it used to be people bitching about Elemental. And the big problem that they had was, fucking hell, I am like this guy's hero, aren't I? There's 2 hunters here. You can attack them as well. I'm not the only ranged. Was that, like, target swapping and whatnot was actually a total pain in the ass. It's actually worse now. Which seems ridiculous. It's actually worse now. Because the way the new fulmination system works is like this, okay? Well, don't worry. We'll talk about Earthquake in a moment, because that's got its whole unique set of stuff. Let's stun these down. Try and get some down. Is that it will debuff the target up to 3 times, right? So it'll give 3 debuffs. Based and use up to 75% of your Maelstrom in order to do that. Now, I've had the boys in the lab working at this for quite some time. And what they've come up with is that that's 25% per debuff. So you guys can feel free to correct me on that if you want to. I mean, I CC'd the other one, so, you know, whatever. Stormkeeper this. So it's 25% per debuff is basically what it's aiming at. I could play this dungeon without a mouse, or I'll find a better time to actually fix it. So if you use it at 50, you'll get 2, 25, you'll get 1, so on and so forth. And basically you have this Colossus Smash effect is basically what you have, this Colossus Smash type effect, that just buffs Lightning Bolt. That's all it does. It doesn't do anything else. We seem to have come to a stop. No one's saying anything. Maybe there'll be some rage shortly. But we've actually... I would like to let the group know we've passed the hard bit. Like, this is it. This last trash pack is it. So that's one way of using your Maelstrom. Your other one is Earthquake. So Earthquake's got a shimmy as well. Earthquake's been shimmied around. Now, when you drop an Earthquake, it has a 15-second cooldown, right? And what happens is it starts draining your Maelstrom. I think it's 15 Maelstrom or 30 actually. It might be 30 Maelstrom at a time. So I'll try to show it now. So I'll get a full Maelstrom bar, as you can see. Get the mouse on my screen. Drop an Earthquake, and now you'll see it chunking away my Maelstrom. And it's going to disappear there. Now you'll notice as well, if I can get my mouse over it, I have a buff, right? I have a buff called Epicenter that's going to buff my next Earthquake. So my Earthquake is back off cooldown now. Now this Earthquake should do more. But it's going to do the same again. It's going to chunk my Maelstrom away as pretty quickly. Let's drop a stun on these. Use my Volcanic Rage. I'm going to swap talent shortly. I don't like this talent cell. There's a lot of things to track, and without any add-ons, it's a real pain in the ass. As you can probably see right away. And it's based on like how many mobs are attacked inside that Earthquake. It'll buff the next Earthquake and so on and so forth. So again, you've got more setup. You've got more setup for when you're actually going to start doing damage. Now, this new system of doing things means that while leveling, you're going to notice this especially. It's really weird. Is that you'll be like, flame shocking, lava bursting. Elemental blast is one of the only spells right now that seems to do any damage. That sounds odd, but watch the damage numbers here. And it's kind of hard to demonstrate this because obviously there's been a stat squish, so some numbers look pretty crazy. But you can see like a lightning bolt there, 2,000 crit. Now, if we elemental blast, it's a 3,000 hit. Yeah, so you can see I'm putting that lightning bolt debuff on. Now, you'll see how quickly I'm generating Maelstrom, and it's almost impossible once the spec really gets going. You got to remember I'm in awful gear here to actually use all of your... if you get like a Lava Surge proc especially, it's really hard to actually use all of your Lightning Bolt debuffs. So, instead of being something relatively interesting, what we've got here is basically just a flat damage to Lightning Bolt, is what it feels like. Because you generate enough, like if I get procs and stuff, like I'm already back, and it does add to it. I want to point that out. You'll see I've got 4 now, it's adding to it. Let's put our healing buff up, our Ancestral. Interrupt. So you get the idea of what they're going for here. It basically just feels like a flat-out buff to Lightning Bolt, and a lot of it seems to have shifted towards Lightning Bolt. Now, I'm only pointing out that Elemental Blast seems to be the only thing doing any damage right now. Purely on the... Oh, I forgot Stormkeeper. Purely on... Oh, can I loot this? Because you guys get so angry if I don't. Where's my mouse? Yeah, I was going to say a Lego then, but I didn't. I believe that's going to go up to 160. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to change talents a bit. I'm going to have to wait till my other stuff comes back off cooldown. They seem to be going with pace. They want this to be an extremely fast spec because there are some obvious issues that arise, like with the new Earthquake system, is because it chunks your Maelstrom so goddamn fast, anything that causes you to be interrupted can just ruin your Earthquake. It just disappears. And you can't cast it again until it comes back off cooldown. There's like nothing you can do about it. It's just gone. That's it. So, and that's really frustrating, as you can probably imagine, is that you set up for it. Because everything with the Elemental Shaman requires some form of setup in its current form. So you set up for an Earthquake, you drop the Earthquake, and then you want to be spamming in big Maelstrom generating abilities in order to keep that going. And you just can't. You just can't, because something happens to you. And I know some people are always very pedantic about when statements like that, like, well, you should plan for it. Well, this is trashing it. Really? Really? You know who I am, I'm assuming. So the trolling will go on. I defended you earlier as a priest. So it can run into frustration. Like, there's nothing much you could do. You can't do anything about it all the time. That's the problem with it. You can't do anything about it all the time. Let's pop Stormkeeper, debuff. So you get there are some new habits you pick up though. It's not doom and gloom, but you have to pick up habits. You have to pick up habits like before you cast a lightning bolt, you should be earth shocking because you're not saving for these big fat fulminations or anything like that. Instead, you're just like, well, if I'm going to cast a lightning bolt, I should fulminate the target so that lightning bolt does twice as much damage, which is essentially what it does. That's the thought process that you run through. So you develop these new habits. You see, I wasn't waiting for a Maelstrom there. I was going into my lightning bolts. Okay, so I'm going to cast an Earth Shock just to get the fulmination on. Right, it's as simple as that, really. Let's Lava Surge this. Now, I will say, for some reason, Lava Surge does an absolutely horrendously large amount of damage. Like, it's actually crazy. Let's get our Earthquake down. Get some Chain Lightnings going. Is this more fun so far? No, but it's got potential. If the Azerite armor works how I hope it works, and I know this is a touchy subject for a lot of you, but I'm hoping and praying that it works in a way that, like, if like Mythic Plus Azerite armor could really do some cool things here. So I'm going to save the Stormkeeper. It's kind of run out now. This is the thing, and I've run into this so often. It's like I want to set up for certain things. But because there's so much setup required, like Flame Shocking, Earth Shocking, then I can Lightning Bolt, but I've got Lava Burst, and then the other things are coming off cooldown at the same time. Sorry. I'm currently playing without a visible mouse on my screen. It's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky, but we'll be fine. We'll get through it. See if I can find the food. There we go. That very regularly, you just run into scenarios where you're like, I can't do what I want to do because it takes too much setup. So we could do something here, like we'll drop totems, we'll activate Stormkeeper, and all damage is going on. Then we're going to Volcanic Rage, then we're going to put Earthquake down, and now I can... Everything's got a cast time, so now I can Stormkeeper into this, get some extra ticks on that Earthquake because I generated a lot of Maelstrom. You see my Earthquake's still ticking. Now my Earthquake's gone. And we got a decent Earthquake out of that. Yeah? Those are the kind of things that you're thinking about. Now, I have full Maelstrom, but I've also got an Earthquake again, because this is going to get all the epicenter buff damage from it. It falls over itself a little while. I'd honestly say that at this point, even in this horrible gear, it feels like you generate way too much Maelstrom. Now, whether that'll actually come back around on itself is possible. Debuff the target. Flame shot the target. You see, you can already feel it, can't you? But that mob died, so flame shot that one. Blah 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 blah. You tend to get caught in these weird loops. So I'm going to change some talents up in a minute to something that's a little bit more fun, in my opinion, because there are some really fun talents in here. I don't want again, I don't want this to be a doom and gloom thing. It's not. Changes, I think, aren't going the right way, but we haven't had the full scope of them yet. So I will reserve my judgment until Blizzard shows us its final form, so to speak. Hey, dude. You want to come over here? Oh, we got a lot of AoE to do here. Alright, I've got 7 seconds on my Earthquake, though, so I can't help you just yet. I'll help in a second. Let me fire off the Stormkeeper. Let me put down the Volcanic Rage. I should have generated more Maelstrom than this. But we have got Stormkeeper to get it going, at least. We kind of want to hex this dude over here. Got our Blast going, because it's good damage. I really wish I could track Blast better, but such is life. Oh, we're doing some kiting, boys, to try and get him in the buffed Earthquake a little bit. I think we're out of luck on that one. Give it a debuff. Not because we're going for big damage, but just because we're about to cast the Lightning Bolt. I don't know whether this system would work better if I could do something like control how many debuffs I give. Because I only really want to give 1 debuff to this character, but again, you generate Maelstrom so quickly, it's not a big deal. Okay, let's respec a bit. Where's our little Tommy Tomes? There. Let's use a tome. Alright, so let's bring in Ascendance, so we've got a big cooldown. Let's bring in the Storm Ellie, because I really like that. I'm going to use Static Charge as well based on this. There's nothing super exciting to show here, so we'll keep Volcanic Rage. For some reason, Volcanic Rage hits like an absolute fucking Leviathan. Which is... I can't see the spell. Okay, it did drag the spell, but I couldn't see it, which is kind of funny. Right, Storm Ellie... If I can mouse over the tooltip. There we go. When Storm Ellie is active, each time you cast Lightning Bolt or Chain Lightning, the cast time of Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning is reduced by 3%, stacking up to 20 times. This is another idea people think they're going with this, which is just pure pace. Right? They're looking to cause pure pace with it. Now, I took Ascendance. I kind of regret that decision. Because there's a lot of focus on Lightning Bolt and whatnot, right? There's a lot of focus on that. So, capping out your Maelstrom doesn't give you a big nuke that you could slip in during Ascendance. In fact, it's just going to debuff the target. And it's not that bad, but, you know, it's not ideal. Because you're going to be able to stack those charges up. But it just feels a little odd. It feels like you're dumping it just to not waste it. Not that you're getting something cool out of it. Now, I believe last time we did this boss, they have changed this boss. This boss was kind of a group killer. You might think I'm being sarcastic. I'm really not. You might think of us being a total jerk-off, but I'm not. This, let's get our Lava Burst going. Go, go, go. Now, I have to save my Ellie here until I've stopped Lava Bursting. You see this ability here? This thing was like all over the place. You see how much damage it does, right? If you went in the wrong direction, this thing just fucked you up badly. Right, let's get our Storm Ellie going. Now, while this is up, we're going to start casting faster and 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 faster. And that's what they seem to be going for. Almost like Shadow Priests. Now, it's hard to feel the effect because, obviously... ooh, that was close. Let's get some healing out in the group. You see how fast I'm starting to cast now, right? You're getting the idea? Yeah, that's what it's about. Faster and faster and faster and faster. But it's just run out, unfortunately. So you do get that sense of pace. I always think we should, after the initial opening, should work on Eudora. She's a spicy, hot meatball, this girl. Can't be stunned, unfortunately, which is a bummer. Get away from me, dude. Go away, thank you. Getting her out is a good idea. Oh, that was my muscle memory saying, use Earth Shock. That's a big finisher. Nope, doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way, unfortunately. So we're going to Earth Shock after this. Overall, though, gameplay feels relatively similar when you're fighting bosses. Like, you don't care. I mean, it's not like I could do anything much. I could with Stormkeeper maybe do something with the fulmination buffs. But, other than that, it just feels like I could really do with tracking. I have played this over nearly 2 full levels I've been spending with this, playing out with different talents, mixing it around. I need to get Elemental Blast back, though. I feel like I do no damage with that Elemental Blast, like, at all. Say, the Volcano does quite a lot of damage, but not enough. So I'm going to respec again here. See, this seems to be like the best tier. Like Storm Elemental. Oh my, I can see a Windows mouse. That's good. Because it only has a 2.5 minute cooldown. But I think for the sake of it, we're probably going to take... No, wrong way, dudes. We're going this way. Let me spec out of these. Let me bring back in... yeah, we'll bring back in... Oh, Ascendance is on that cooldown for 9 seconds. Right, let's get Elemental Blast back. Keep Static Charge. I'm not going all the way into Liquid Magma. Take Stormkeeper. Why not? I have to drag it to my bars. I can't see the spell. There we go. Volcanic Rage, get in there. Stormkeeper, you can see how much setup is involved. And this is kind of the theme of it. It's setup, setup, setup. And then Stormkeeper, all that in. Big damage. Well, somewhat big damage. Let's stun them all. And then get some filler time while we DPS away. So, another thing I wanted to bring up here, which is... some things that people might assume or take for granted is things like Stormkeeper now are 2 charges instead of 3, which is it's one of those things that you notice straight away. I've been accused of being like saying things aren't that interesting. I think Stormkeeper is an interesting spell. Some people have disagreed with that. They said it was actually a boring spell. I disagree. I'll Thunder Shock those for you, dude. I got you, fam. Looks like we're AoEing, boys. Let's get the Volcanic Rage going. 5 seconds till Stormkeeper, so I'm going to get a... you see, you kind of want to wait. That's what's frustrating me about it, is I want to wait, because if I waited a few more seconds, I could have got Stormkeeper going, and then we could have done bigger Earthquakes. And then I wanted to Elemental Blast on the back of it. You know what I mean? You want to do all those things. And you just can't seem to get there. It's like... Maybe Mythic Plus, that'll be no problem. When things have a little bit more HP, that'll be absolutely no issue at all. But for now, it's very annoying. Very, very annoying. Often, again, because you can't control your Maelstrom particularly. You're often wondering to yourself, damn it, dude. Damn it, if I just had an extra 2 seconds, or I just dumped like a full Maelstrom back. So you can't control your Maelstrom generation that much. Like, you know, when overloads start popping and things. I mean, you just... Oh, that was the crispiest knockback ever. Affected none of the other mobs at all. Big bang, boom. What a legend. Let me stun this one. Because, yeah, you notice it heavily when you're leveling. Because you're like, oh, shit. Like, I can dump this here. And then you dump it and they die. And you're like, fuck, man. I had 2 more charges on that guy, you know? Then we had a 7k crit there, so you can see the damage difference with Elemental Blast compared to everything else. This way, buddy, we've got to kill Shark Puncher. Shark Puncher is our man. Let's drop an Earthquake. Big earthquake. Look at that. Earthquake ticking for... Ooh, what do we get? 7-8 seconds out of that? That's pretty good. With good haste, this should really be... With good haste on the Ellie Shaman, this should really be cool. Oh, I forgot my little volcano. There you go. So I'm playing right now to give you an idea of what are you seeing right here. This is kind of what I found right now to be the bursty damage spec. Kind of. It's very hard with a stat squish to really nail down something like that. But kind of. That's the general idea that we're going for here. Earthquake. Oh, earthquake with the cast time. Ugh. Not like... And I'll stun on the next blind rage. Don't fail me now, Tab. Remember, you've got Stormkeeper, Mike. It's a good spell. Oh, did he die? I got aggro there. Let's stun him. Heal myself. Heal myself. Get good. Now, what are we missing here? A lot of this silly cool stuff. Behind the big pirate. I guess our group is full of people who've not done this dungeon before, so Shark Punches should be fun. Shark Punches should be awesome. This should be really good. Missing a lot of the convenience things. Like, the idea of going back from what we had in Legion to a playstyle that requires even more setup is very weird. And it does. Like, there's no getting away from it. Like, to do things... I mean, previously, what was our big setup in Legion when playing Ellie? Pausing Stormkeeper, maybe, for a really big burst? Are you here, boys? Come on. There you go. Alright. I'll start it then. It was hard for me to find that. There we go. You know, setting up for like a really big Stormkeeper wombo. I didn't play Ellie a great deal, despite the fact that I really enjoyed that spec in Legion. Like, hugely enjoyed it. Do I like this right now? I don't. It feels like a step backwards in a lot of ways. There's no getting away from that, I don't think. It does feel like a getaway. So I'm going to list till last boss. That one's a pain. The last boss can be a total pain in here. Oh, we have to catch the pig. Oh, I've got to catch the pig without a mouse. This should be easy. Right, what I need to do here is find my mouse. Right, my mouse is there. And then try and position my character. I've lost my mouse again. Fuck, man. Okay. I can see the Windows one. If I go out... Oh, I thought if I went out of screen I could... Oh, that's kind of worked. Okay. Yay, he got it good. I could DPS. I could play the game without a mouse, but stuff... Click a greasy pig. I can't do that without a mouse, dude. I can't do a lot of things. Like, so sorry. There's a fair few things I can do. I don't want to use my fire alley here. We'll wait. These are like the warm-up bosses. What? Why would I get hit then? Now, my fulmination stacks actually ran out then before I could use them, because I just had other more important things to cast. I'm pretty sure the shot... Okay, so what's happening here, boys? Alright, this is funny. Is This guy is actually throwing shells on the floor. Do you remember Tortos in... shit, I can't remember the name of the raid. But you remember Tortos who threw the shells around and they bounced everywhere and all that kind of shit? That's happening here, but they're under the floor. They're under the floor. So, I wonder if the sharks will be under the floor. Shark puncher, boys. I wonder if the sharks will be underground. It'd be cool if you could just see their fin, actually. Such RP. Yeah. I'm going to build up some Maelstrom. Now we'll get the Fire Ellie out. Got a Stormkeeper on. Debuff him. You can't see my spells anymore. Oh, I can see the shark, although it's floating. Ah! Go away, Sharky. Sharknado. Don't die, everybody. Sharknado legit straight up kills you. I'm not like winding you up or anything. Why can I no longer see my spells? Alright, I'm gonna relog after this one so we can get our spells and our mouse back, which will be pretty next level. Get away from me, Sharky. I don't think you can stun the shark. I'm pretty sure you can't. Nah, I'm immune. Bummer. Let's use healing help during Sharknado. Why not help out with the healing a little bit? You see already, like, we've not lusted or anything, and I'm kind of up to 5 charges, and we're already generating way more Maelstrom than we can spend. But we have got Stormkeeper, so I'm going to use it. It's a good fight, this. It's a shame that the graphics have kind of ballsed up. It is a shame that the graphics are ballsed up, because it's actually a pretty cool fight. Hey, we're going to use all our fulmination charges. Nice. But even Lava Burst feels like it doesn't do a great deal. You know, Elemental's critting for like 7k. Lava Burst critting for like 2k. Lost my mouse. Am I lost? Where did I go? Oh shit. Never mind. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, if I go off screen and kind of scroll across the right place, there we go. Winner! We've got a good system. A solid system of getting our mouse back is to go to a different monitor, bring the mouse back in. Easy game. Are there any other talents I want to show off? I mean, Ascendance will be good for the... Oh, I've got a mouse. Let's have a quick look. For the last boss... For the last boss, we want a Zerg thing down. Earth Shield is back there. I don't know if you want me to comment on that, but it does. It's great for leveling. That's about it. I mean, that's a relic, kind of. Refunding Maelstrom, sure. Not really. I mean, we could go a slightly better single target build, but it's not going to be. It's not going to be of any importance to the last boss. It's going to be fine, boys. It's going to be fine. I find this the most fun setup, despite the fact that it does spin. It has a lot of little things to manage and control. But other than that, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It just, like most things in BFA right now, it just falls over itself every now and again, which is kind of annoying. Like, you just get stuck. Where do we go? Where's the bridge? Oh, it's over here. There it is. I lost the bridge. Which is Kind of why we're just waiting for Azra armor. I would love to see your guys' thoughts, though, on the changes like one to Flame Shock. They're independent cooldowns, I should say. So Earth Shock does not cause a cooldown on Flame Shock or anything like that. They are separate. What do you think about the new, bigger shift towards setup? Is that Blizzard thinking people really liked setup? Is that what that is? Could it be that? Maybe. It's possible, right? I don't think that's the case. I really don't. Oh shit! Sorry, dude. I pulled. Not bad. Want to CC that guy? I can do. Painful motivation. Let's interrupt that. Ah, I see. I didn't pull those. That's on you, boys. Let me get the Earth Ellie going. Earth Ellie, go. Stun Totem, go. He didn't drop. Knock these back. Free our tank. Go, tank. I got you. I will be the last bastion of defense, sir. Earth Ellie like a fucking champ. Like a champ, sir. Like a champ. The Thunder Shock. We funneled them into the hot gates. That's what happened there. Funneled them into the hot gates. And then forced them into the will of the Earth Elemental. Gold. Gold standard gaming. Well, next boss should be fun. Next boss is a fucking nightmare, boys. He really is. You can hear the Brewmaster like popping everything. So funny. Like, ah! That's Stormkeeper on. Earthquake going down. Didn't matter. All worked out kind of fine, I guess. We definitely want mobs to live a lot longer with this playstyle. Definitely want mobs to live a lot longer. So, I mean, the ramp up, certainly if we use the Storm Elemental, like for M+ or whatever, the ramp up time, if you can find the ramp up time, will be absolutely hilariously fun. That will be fun. There's no getting away from it. It will be fun. Put the Earthquake down. I'm going to CC that one. 2 seconds on interrupt, boys, and I'll bring him in. Missed it. Best player, actually. A valuable addition to any team. Keep this Earthquake rocking and rolling. Ah! Right, there you go. I did it right. Yay! Yay for me, right, guys? Big clap. Big clap. Big clap. Now we're going to lust this boss at like 50%. Let me let the guys know. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Now we're going to focus. I want you to just drink in this boss. Like, it doesn't matter about anything else. This boss is a fucker. For what we can tell so far, and they've not fixed it, is in a lot of occasions, like these black lines are the problem. Right, these black lines he's going to spawn. Not this debuff shit. This debuff shit. Those black lines, like, sometimes I've played this fight on melee. Sometimes you can avoid them and that's all fine and dandy. Other times, though, not so fucking much. Just stun that down. So you've really got to paper. Like, if you get this debuff, you kind of just want to make sure you're dropping it somewhere safe. But always watching for these black lines and find your gap. Like, ranged, it's pretty easy. I shouldn't have listened to that, guys. If he's a noob. Shit. Oh, he should be fine. As long as everything else works out alright. Got myself in a pretty nice position here. Drop this. Fuck. Wait for it. Well. Stormkeeper. As I said, this last part, this is where I really wanted to pop Lust, actually. Oh, fuck. God, it hurts so much, that thing. You know, after a little bit of running around with it, as ranged, it fucking blows. There we go. Hooah! Grand finale. Oh, and the fight actually credited us with finishing it. That's new. But an interesting, fun experience. The Ellie Shaman, my friends. Your thoughts, your prayers. What do you think? I'm mixed on it right now. It has potential to be really good, maybe. Some of the things feel like a step back. No doubt about it. Other than that, we'll see what you think. Bye-bye.